Hey y'all, it's Cam again. So this is an extension of a document that I first started reading called Kennedy, Dimona, and the Proliferation Problem. I think that's what it says. And the nuclear proliferation problem. Okay. So anyway, this is one of the cited sources. It's dated March 28th, 1961. Kennedy had concerns that Israel was getting nuclear weaponry together, or at least proliferating. Getting I guess, what do you call that with the uranium to make it, do its thing. I can't think of what the word is. I guess it is proliferation. But anyway, so I don't know how you feel about Israel. I don't really care too much about the whole all this stuff going on. I'll just put it that way. But I'm just looking this up because after everything with Iran, and then them, hollering about them having nuclear weapons, but they were doing it back in like the 60s, and I think there was a little bit of trickery going on, and maybe not, like a little bit of dishonesty. We'll just call it that. And that's what one guy even said, there might have been some tricks going on, deception. So anyway, take it for whatever. I'm just looking at the documents because I'm just curious about it. But anyway, this is the Department of State Memorandum of Conversation, or a MEMCON, dated March 28th, 1961, the Dimona Reactor. I opened this up, sorry. Okay. His Excellency Abraham Harman, Ambassador of Israel, and G. Lewis Jones, Assistant Secretary of State for NEA. These also went to the American Embassy in London, Ambassador Barber, and then American Embassy in Tel Aviv to Mr. Barnes, the White House, and then LCC. I'm not sure what that is. It says, I asked Ambassador Harman to call today and say that I wish to point out to him that we have been waiting since January 4th for the invitation to send people to Israel to see the Dimona reactor. I said that I had faithfully reported to my superiors his explanation that Mr. Ben-Gurion and others involved in the Israel government are in the throes of political crisis, still unresolved, and that it was difficult in these circumstances to get them to direct their attention to other matters, such as the visit to Dimona. I said, however, that Mr. Theodore Colick, see Memorandum of Conversation dated February 26, 1961, had indicated to me that the invitation would be forthcoming during the month of March, irrespective of the political difficulties. We are now close to the end of March. I told Harman that on the United States side, interest in the quiet visit remained keen. The president himself had asked on March 27th when the visit would take place and had asked for a report from the department by March 31st. I told Harman that as a friend of Israel, I was anxious to see the shadow of doubt regarding Dimona resolved or removed. It was bad for Israel if the impression got abroad that Mr. Ben-Gurion was stalling regarding the invitation. I urged Harman to take up the matter again in the light of our talk and telephone me at once as soon as he had news. Harman, who I believed is as anxious as we are to have the visit take place, replied that he had no news. The political crisis in Israel was still unresolved and went very deep. In the United States terms, it was as though a coalition of Democrats and Republicans were considering setting up a new political group. Harman said that he had been pushing his government as much as he dared, but in Israeli eyes, particularly the eyes of Ben-Gurion, it was difficult to say why there was such a hurry. The visit had been promised, the visit should take place. I reiterated that as a friend of Israel, I considered it important for there to be no further delays and inquired regarding the possibility of his obtaining a what is that? I can't see it. A favorable reply during the next few days. Harmon said he was very doubtful that anything could be done on that or that any action could take place until after Passover week, which starts April 3rd and runs until April 10th. During this period, all government departments are on halftime. He would, of course, telegraph at once, but he thought it would be unrealistic to believe that there could be a reply before April 10th. Harmon reminded me that the something correspondence had heard that a quiet U.S. visit was to take place. See memorandum to the secretary dated March 7th of 1961. He said that this correspondent had more recently gotten the same story from U.S. sources. It had taken Harmon 2 hours with the correspondent to rebury the story. Comment: when the quiet visit takes place, we owe it to the Israelis not to make any announcement regarding either officially or through leaks. Anyway, that's a secret information copy. So anyway, that's a little bit about Israel's nuclear program. Anyway, talk to y'all later. Have a good one. See y'all. Bye.